welcome back to the Our Smiling Faces podcast for your prediction against the game coming up against Bournemouth.
Bournemouth.
Every year for
Bournemouth Football Club.
The last 3-4 years we've had this discussion every time, twice a season, not just once, twice a season, apart from the time we got relegated, but we don't talk about that much. Where we play Bournemouth. Mark likes to call them Bournemouth. Deka is in the Bournemouth club.
Oh, Bournemouth, yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So,
but we'll have this conversation the whole time.
It's Bournemouth. I'm sure you started saying Bournemouth.
What do you call that place on the opposite side of the river from South Shields?
Plymouth.
No, you've got a point there. It's Bournemouth though. Right, move on.
What do you call Plymouth?
Plymouth.
Plymouth. Right, okay, so we've got them going up on the weekend. We're the away team. We've got 2 away games in a row now. Yeah. So next home game's a while away at St James Crystal Palace at the beginning of next month, isn't it?
It's because we've had 3 close together, haven't we?
We've had the midweek games.
Well, that's because we had no games in.
Is there a break
for
between
5 weeks
as well? Is there an international break between
the FA Cup as well?
There is a break. I'm sure there's one weekend where there is a break. But yeah, the game coming up, Bournemouth are on the back of a result against Huddersfield 2-0.
Well, let's face it. Even Sunderland got beat Huddersfield at the minute.
Well, probably not.
No chance.
But bollocks.
Bollocks. I do say that a lot. Don't I?
I say bollocks from every single
I don't actually think I say that much in life until I'm sitting with Mark. Bollocks.
But yeah, the game. What we're expecting, obviously, Scher's missing. He's got a 2-game ban because of his 10th yellow card. 10 yellow cards in one season, man. He's doing well.
It's only Richie that gets that.
Doing well. 10 yellow cards.
He does need to curb that a bit, really, doesn't he?
It's because of needless bookings, though. That's a thing.
It's passion.
He was livid, like, wasn't he?
Passion.
Just because he didn't give the right throw, and he was like,
but to be fair, it's because the referee and linesman had made 27 of the same decisions like that.
Not just in our favour. It was like across the board. Like
it was funny, like.
It wasn't fucking blatant though.
Yeah, it was.
We'll just.
It was a stupid reaction though. Let's face it.
It was just totally way over the top. I was like, he might have plans this weekend. That's why he wanted to do it. He might be doing Neymar. He might be sleeping with his sister.
Hulk the ball, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
His last was probably like, Fabs, how many yellow cards you got this season? 9.
It's my birthday.
I know what you're thinking. I know what you're thinking.
Wow.
Where you taking us?
Not Bournemouth.
So, what we're expecting in regards of formation, we spoke previously on the last podcast which we recorded for the question and answers, and the one before that, the reaction to the game against Everton. Are we going solid back 4?
They like to play nice, expansive passing football, don't
they? You're looking at the previous results, and I don't want to jinx it, but that's 1 win in 5 that they've had.
That's it.
Battered.
That's it. We're getting beat.
The league goals.
They've conceded a lot of goals, and haven't scored many
against teams that like to attack and get at them.
Yeah, Cardiff.
Which can you really say that's us?
We can set up to be that team without the front 3 of Rondon.
If we played like we did against Huddersfield,
do you know what it is? I think away from home, we're a different team away from home. In fairness to it,
we went against West Ham.
Jesus.
Well, we're different.
We're different. Really,
but like you think, look at like. We don't try to play very expansive stuff, do we? Really, we'll try to be very hard to beat.
On the break.
You know what I mean? And I think that's exactly what we'll be like. It'll be quite dogged, I think, at times. But in fairness, I think we've got, our confidence will be so high. And no matter what formation, whatever team he puts out there, I think it's good enough to win.
Yeah, I agree.
I'd possibly like us to play a 4-3-2-1.
So that won't happen, but it'll be fun. So position-wise, what do you mean?
So back 4.
That names itself, doesn't it?
Then
3 in midfield.
3 in midfield.
Who?
Probably Hayden, Diarmi,
Shelvey.
Yes, there's your 3. I'm getting
Almiron Perez in front of them.
Do it. Ring him now. Ring Rafa now. Ring him.
Yeah, I agree with you totally.
Ring him, just in case he hasn't thought of it. Ring him.
And then them 2 can drop in and make it 5 midfield when required.
Yep.
Totally agree with you. Yeah, that would be amazing.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, it'll be 4-4-1-1. But that one is beautiful. I love 3 in centre midfield, I love it.
Again, just that, and it's almost a little bit like the way West Ham played against us. The way Everton did at times, but they didn't really have that push forward. It was more they played them wide.
He took back into midfield as well, so Perez and Almiron could easily tuck in.
But I wouldn't want to see them out wide. I'd want them in.
Because Rondon has got the
fucking inside right, inside left.
We've seen him. Rondon's got the capability to just win any ball. He's
pretty much like the front 3, like we played against Huddersfield.
I know. And if you play the three in centre midfield, Shelvey or even Hayden, because Hayden doesn't mind getting forward. No. You know that you can have a bit of license.
All three of them would,
because you've got
would take opportunities to get forward.
Let's remember this is providing Lascelles isn't injured. That we're recording this on a Monday night. We're not going to really know probably about Thursday in regards to squad wise.
Even if he is,
I see what you mean. Yeah. Well, I get what you're saying.
Even if he's still in, you could still play Lejeune and Lascelles.
But he's meaning man for
man. If
Lascelles
is injured, though, I mean, if Lascelles is going to be missing,
who would you play there? Is that what
who
you
would you play? Yeah, who would
Fernandez.
Play? So you can have Fernandez or Clark to go in that role, really.
I'd play Fernandez, Lejeune.
Probably has to be, yeah. It should be Dubravka, Yedlin. I'll say Lascelles and Lejeune because I want to say Lascelles as well.
Yeah, I think Lascelles will be fine, but just in case.
And then Dummett, obviously on the left. Yeah. I'm going to say what I think it's going to be. I think it'll be Ritchie on the right. Yeah. Hayden and Shelvey and Almiron, and then Perez and Rondo.
Yeah,
I think that's what it'll probably be. Yeah.
But I would love what you're saying. I would love what you're saying. Yeah.
I think that would just, if we set up like that, the way that we could play, put them under, really boss the midfield and create a lot of chances and get out with them that three. Because the way that they have linked up at times is just phenomenal.
I was meaning to mention this on the first podcast, but Almiron, he's. Even though he didn't really get a chance apart from the shot against Pickford,
he probably had his worst game on Saturday against
Everton. And it wasn't a bad game.
Yeah. I'd say it was worse than
West Ham, but it wasn't. He couldn't really do much in that game, could he? To be completely honest with the full front three, couldn't really do anything for the West Ham game. I'm saying it's probably his worst game, but it wasn't a bad game.
No, he was sorry.
I just think that
he needs that first goal.
That formation would probably bring out the best in the players that we've got available to us for that game.
I know like there's been a massive deal noise with a record signing, but didn't spend much money on him. Let's be honest, we didn't spend much money on him in regards to a Premier League player. Bring a Premier League player.
We don't actually know how much was spent on him, did we?
So even if it rises to 21 million, it's not a great deal of money for a Premier League club. Of course, it's massive for us, but I think he's going to repay that over again.
Not when Bournemouth spent.
Who?
Bournemouth spent what?
30 odd, wasn't it?
Yeah, on one player.
That's what I mean. He's going to be a decent return. I can't say it going. I don't want to jinx it, but
spent what, 60, 70 million in January then?
Yeah,
he's active, isn't he? He's so active.
I love his. I love how he tracks back. He works really hard for the team. He's obviously good on the ball. He's got loads of pace. He's settled really well. He's settled really well in the league, and you can't really.
It's going to take a few more weeks to players get up to his speed
and him to get used to us as well. A bit of both. But already that he's made Perez a better player. He makes Lallana a better player.
That's the big thing for me. I mean, even how it got to the point last week then when I didn't want to automatically replace Perez in my team when I had the option of buying any player because he has brought out the best in him.
There's been a lot of talk about Perez over the last few days. People saying, all these fans slaying him over the past blah blah blah. Right, let's be honest.
There's some fans with very, very short memories.
So Perez has deserved a lot of criticism in games he's performed in because he has looked
dreadful.
Absolutely
dreadful.
But with the arrival of Almiron and how well he was playing, and Atsu, let's be honest, Atsu as well, when he was in the team he was playing well. He's had to up his game, and 100%. He's done well
100%
to do so.
I can sit here and say he's played well, but I can go back for the first half of this season and pick faults in every single game that he's had up until probably the last half a dozen games.
I can pick faults on Saturday.
Yeah, first half he
was dreadful the first half. You can't get away from it. But this is where you're going to have to remember. In Perez, he does come good towards the end of the season.
Of course,
he's done that every year. I think he seems to get. He's had his team
now.
Well,
the stat that came out today that he's the what?
Well, that's kind of wrong.
It's kind of wrong.
It's a misleading stat. Yeah. Because he's like 13th or something on the list in Premier League goals. It's considering his Championship goals as well in that.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, right.
So it's Newcastle's all-time scorer.
People keep harping on about the fact that he only cost.
Era at the end of it, but it's.
That's only 92 since 1992.
But it's also including his Championship goals in that stat, apparently.
I see what you mean.
And then it also doesn't take into effect that he's played 100 and odd games compared to someone that have played like 20 or 30 games and stuff like that.
Let's be honest, he's been fantastic over the last half.
Very, very good the last...
For £1 million, or $1.5 million.
Well, 1.5 million, you're laughing. His return has paid itself over and over again. Doesn't matter how many times he has a shit game. He's paid his fee off.
The thing is people keep going on about this fee though. You can't keep harping on the fact that he cost $1.5 million.
Well,
is that to say that he's never improved in that time since he signed for £1.5 million.
He has improved. He's definitely improved. Like not a massive amount, but he has improved. But then you figure the flip side: if we went and spent 30 million on a player and he was utter shit, we'd say we spent 30 million on him. So it flips around as well.
He's been a fabulous signing for the club.
For 1.5 million,
he's been a fabulous signing for the club. Fabulous signing, yeah.
Wow.
He stuck with her when we were down, helped her come back up. He's done very well.
His goals,
he's been a great signing.
And you look at it,
I'm
killing myself.
I can't take away from him. He has scored important goals.
I'm killing myself where he has a shit game and you think, oh shit, but you take a step back and you think, yes, he might have had a shit game, but once again, he's gave so much of this club, not just like what he's done on the pitch, but the goals he's scored and where he's kept this club, because without some of his goals we probably wouldn't have been promoted.
Absolutely not.
He's great at that.
He's had good strong finishes.
The winner against Brighton
to see.
No, he scores important
goals. He gets us out
goals.
of the shit, doesn't he?
He scores important goals. What I think is the problem is we know what he's capable of. We know that he's a good player, but he just doesn't bring it to the table. He doesn't bring it to the table often enough, so it's frustrating. In a 90-minute game, he loses the ball 47 times, scores, and you're like, oh.
Well, even on Saturday, he was hanging on to the ball and hanging on to the ball, not releasing it, passing it. That is the thing. He's
a better player when he doesn't have much time to think about it. He's a better player. If he's running through on goal and he's got all the time in the world, you don't want him to be the player.
He's also a better player when he's pissed off.
Yes,
I definitely believe
100%.
when he gets wound up or pissed off, he's a better player.
Yeah, I agree. There was a game not so long ago where we said this.
The thing is he's actually...
He was getting kicked out of the shop and he had a mid-game afterwards.
He stopped throwing himself to the floor in tantrums and things like that as well in the last few games. He's not...
Let's be honest, so Almiron has brought the best out of
100%.
Perez because he's had to up his game.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because there's competition in that squad now, and we haven't had that for a while in regards to the number 10 style winger role.
And the other thing, going back to Saturday, is it made him look a better player because he actually went and played up front alongside Rondon rather than in behind or support or something like that.
You go back to that first goal, that was an amazing goal.
Great goal.
So,
we're batteries down on the camera. So results, score, prediction. Start you, Mark. Every week.
We're still here.
Every week.
We're still here.
Every week. He knows this is coming every week.
That's because I've got come back to us on this one.
Go on then.
1-0 Newcastle.
Alright. I'm going to go 2-0 Newcastle.
Wow. 1-0 Newcastle, Almiron.
1-1.
1-1.
That's alright. Hey, we're not losing, we're fine.
I'll take either of those.
Yeah, it's all
take
good.
Either of
That's
those.
all good. That's all good. It's a good time to be a fan.
If we played that team that I wanted to pick, we'd win 6-0. I'm telling you.
Right,
telling you that now.
Thanks for listening to the podcast. If you're listening to the audio of this, if I do manage to get it out. And thank you to Yelmo Clothing for sponsoring the podcast once again. If you use the code AWSF pod in the checkout, you get 10% off. Thank you to War Flags for the donation of the new Miggy flag. We've got a new flag on there from Paraguay. We've got some stains on here which aren't sexual ones. Yeah. Deka spilled these. They do look like it. They do look like sexual ones. When we do have to give you this flag back, I'll make sure Deka washes it. Yeah. Sorry, lads. But Roberto, this one's for you. Love yous.